guys, welcome to my channel. Wendy here. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for watching. So today's video is a video that I will be making a lot more because I realize I do try out a lot of perfumes without talking about them on my channel, and I figured there could be some people who'd still want to hear my opinions on some of these perfumes. So we are going to start a new series in 2023, and we're going to call it Hits and Misses, and it's all things perfumes. So if you want to hear about the hits and misses on the perfumes that I've been trying out in the background and what I think about them, please keep watching. So the first perfume that I'm going to talk about is Balenciaga's Paris. So if you guys have been following me for a while on this channel, you know that I love Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. And since I fell in love with that perfume, it's like, I just feel like if Balenciaga could make such a masterpiece, then definitely everything that they make is good enough. Yeah. And most of their perfumes are discontinued. I don't know of any that are currently still, like any new releases or perfumes that they are still making. You guys can let me know in the comments. But anyway, so Claire Smith, who's one of my friends here on YouTube, mentioned that she liked Balenciaga Paris. So I figured, she sent me samples, and she was kind enough to send me samples, and one of them was Balenciaga Paris. And oh guys, I dodged a bullet while I was waiting for the samples that she had sent over. You know, sometimes it takes like 2 to 3 weeks for even a month. Nowadays things have been so bad with our courier companies. So in that 1 month, I found it. Pardon me, my voice. So I saw it somewhere for a good deal. Sorry. Oh my god. So I saw it for a good deal somewhere, and I figured maybe I should buy it. Then the sample will just come and validate it. But something just told me to calm down and just wait for the sample, because that perfume was the only one on that site and it hadn't yet been bought. I just said, okay, the bottle is beautiful. I kept looking at that bottle every single day and hoping to receive my sample soon so that I just click out and check out and just get that perfume. I'm so glad I was patient enough to wait for my sample, because surprise, surprise, it was not what I expected. So Balenciaga Paris to me is a powdery bomb. Like, I like powdery perfumes. I think I do. I like I have Narciso Rodriguez Poudre, Chantant by Nobile something. I've forgotten. That's a very long name. I have Chantant, and I feel like that's also a very powdery perfume. But the violet in Balenciaga Paris is too much. Like, it's like there's nothing else. All the notes are just buried away by the violet. It's extremely powdery, and if you like very powdery perfumes, go and grab it now. But for me, it could not work. It just could not work. So yeah, no, that one I will not. Anyway, let me tell you the notes of this perfume, just in case someone there really likes the powdery perfume. So in the notes, it just has violet leaf, so much violet, Virginia cedar, carnation, and patchouli. So basically powder. That's it. The next perfume that I tried that I was also very convinced I would fall in love with, but it ended up not being the case, is Very Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. This is a perfume that I thought, actually, I just put on my want list without even thinking, just because everyone mentioned it smells similar to Delina. It smells, I'm like, oh wow, it's finally a good girl for me, because in the past, like the past 2 years ago, I had Good Girl and I decluttered that one. it just didn't work for me. And I figured maybe they've made a good girl flanker that would work for me. So I added it there on my want list, but I never bought it because I just had other more perfumes that were more priority, like my repurchases. You know, I like what I like, and like whenever I run out of a perfume, if I love it, I'll rebuy it before I can buy something I have not tried out yet. So very good girl. Oh wow, I was shocked. So what I do with my perfumes is, if I get a sample, I'll wear the entire sample in one wear. And I'll make sure I'm wearing it when I'm going out, because because whenever you're out, you really want to observe, you become very conscious about your perfume, whether people like it or not, whether it has lasted long enough, and all of that. So that perfume smells more similar to Angel Nova than it does to Delina. I feel very offended on behalf of Perfumes de Mali that, oh my, the microphone. Okay, just excuse me. So I feel very bad that people actually compare Very Good Girl to Delina. Delina is refined, Delina is polished, Delina is tame, Delina is strong, yet not loud and rude or aggressive or screechy, especially screechy. No offense to the people who really like Very Good Girl, but no. It's more similar to Angel Nova than it is to Delina. And I like Angel Nova. To be honest, if you've tried both Delina and Angel Nova, let's be honest, Angel Nova is screechy when compared to Delina. So, but that's not it. That's not all. So it has rose. It does have a raspberry note. And let me read out the notes anyway. So it has lychee, red currant. Then it has, in the middle, it has rose. It doesn't even have raspberry. Then in the base, it has vanilla and vetiver. So as I wore it, I went out. I was having dinner with a colleague. So I started smelling something weird. And where we were at, it was an outdoor place. It's called Roadhouse in Lusaka, if you live in Lusaka, near Ibex, Meanwood Ibex, yes. So we were behind, so the backyard, like they have a green backyard, like a garden of some sort. So it started smelling something green or very irritating, as if it's, those insects that smell so bad. Like, I was wondering, who is that insect? It just kept irritating me. But the service was bad at that place. I ended up leaving. Me and my friend were so hungry, our food didn't come. We decided to leave and go to Kablonga, 10 and Tenda or something, just to go and eat. But then when I got to the car, I could still smell that irritating thing. And it was smelling a bit greenish. It was smelling a bit like, I'm like, what's that? And then I realized it's my perfume. I really don't know what's in that perfume that just smells like an insect or a green plant that is just irritating. It just did not work for me. And I'm sorry for saying so many bad things about this perfume. Perhaps it was just something that was not working at that time. If I ever get another sample, I'll try to smell it again, but it is not a safe blind buy for me, at least. And this is me who's a risk taker with fragrances. So I'll end there with the Very Good Girl. Yeah. So now I'm going to talk about flankers that I have been impressed with of late. Like, guys, I found a C that works for me. A C, I have had C Necre, C Le Parfum, and I just gave up because both ended up being decluttered. I tried to like them so much. They're so boozy, so wine-like, so yeah, no, they were just not working, and so perfumey. So I got the opportunity to try C Fiori. Oh my god, guys, that is the C for me. It is the C that got away because it is also very, very discontinued and it has become very hard to find. C Fiori is what I would tell anyone who has never tried C to start with. It's very creamy, very sweet and likable, a bit floral. You know, like florals, when the florals and sweetness just blend in. And that white bottle, just that white bottle, I don't know if it's like a creamish, pinkish. It's like a pinkish cream bottle. It just works because that is exactly the type of scent that you get from there. Very innocent, very a bit lactonic and cream and smooth. It's everything, guys. I do not know why I did not get on the hype trend. I do not know what I was waiting for. If you have Sea Fiori, or if you want or if you've never tried Sea Fiori, just blind buy it. It's very likable. It is not something that I think anyone would hate, and the longevity was okay. It was moderate. This is very, very nice. So the notes in this one, we have black currant, we have green mandarin. In the middle you have neroli, you have rose, patchouli and oak moss. Then in the base you have vanilla and white musk. Oh my god, if I ever see Fiori again for a good price, I am definitely going to blind buy it. Worth it. Let's talk about a perfume that I am obsessed with. And this is also another flanker. I feel like perfume houses have been doing the most with their flankers. I think Paco Rabanne finally heard the complaints about Olympia and decided to tone down that salt that they added in Olympia and make Olympia Solar. Oh my god, Olympia Solar is beautiful. If you love me, buy it for my birthday and I will love you forever. Oh my god, I'm being dramatic. But anyway, Olympia Solar is beautiful. It is not like Olympia per se. It's still got a little bit of Olympia. Instead of having that salt overload, I feel like when you add a lot of salt to perfumes, you know, sweat has salt, right? So you add that is a perfume that is overly salty on you, and then you sweat a little bit and no, you've just messed it up for yourself. So anyway, Olympia Solar is like floral yet sweet, and then it has like caramel. You know how like it's like you've got caramel with a little bit of salt in it. The salt is not overbearing. It's like, how can I say, imagine that sweet and sour corn, the one we buy at cinemas. That's the type of sweet sour type of taste that you get in there, sweet salty type of taste that you get in Olympia Solar. I love it. It's very likable. It's something that I would wear, and I feel like I am not going for those it's something that I would wear to work. It's something that I can wear just to impress people, like, and eat on the low. It's very, very nice and likable. So let me see. In the top we have orange peel, orange blossom, mandarin orange. In the middle you have terry flower, solar notes, white flowers, guys, and oak moss. I think oak moss is one of my favorite notes, to be honest. I've never smelled the perfume with oak moss that I do not like. That's just a sidebar. Then we also have ylang ylang and benzoin. Very good release, and Olympia Solar is on my want list. I definitely need to buy that perfume. So yeah. Next up is a flanker of Scandal that I like, and this is So Scandal. So Scandal, similar thing with like, it's also another perfume that's really, really likable. You know, I feel like nowadays designer houses are playing it safe, but safe is not always a bad thing. Safe is also something that you know you can never go wrong with. You know, there's someone out there who's definitely going to wear it and it's going to smell good. They're going to get compliments and they'll really like it. So Scandal is not as much of a honey bomb as Scandal or Scandal by Night. So Scandal has a lot of white flowers in there, which just tone it down a bit, like tone down, calm down, don't be too much. And it's not, how can I say, it's the office appropriate Scandal. That's what I would say. It does not project excessively. It projects well enough for people to smell you, yet it still maintains that Scandal DNA in the background, which I really appreciate. And yeah, the longevity is okay. You can't compare it to Scandal, obviously, but it's still good enough. Like, it will take you through 8 hours, an 8-hour shift, and you'll be good. So Scandal is one that I really want to try. It's like having Scandal, but then a white floral version of Scandal. So the notes of this one, we have raspberry, tuberose, orange blossom, milk, and jasmine sambac. What else would you want? So Scandal, if you want to start with Scandal, for me, I like the whole line, but Scandal is the one that's more friendly for people. Okay, a perfume, a disappointment that I will have to say I really didn't have high hopes for. I've tried this. I wore a full sample. I have another sample. It's like every parcel I receive, I keep receiving this perfume, and that is Eilish by Billie Eilish. So to me, this is just a basic vanilla. Like, there's really nothing to it that... Yeah, I know a lot of people like vanilla, and to be honest, it smells very nice. It doesn't smell synthetic or I would say the closest thing I would compare it to is like Vanilla 28 by Kayali, but I think that one has a bit more to it compared to Eilish. Eilish is just like vanilla caramel thing going on, but to be honest, if I just wanted that sort of vanilla, I would find it anywhere, like for even less, because that perfume is retailing for a lot. So the longevity is not there, to be honest. It did last on my skin, and I wore the whole two mils. Imagine 2 mils on a full wear, and I still didn't get much. So that's Eilish by Billie Eilish. And last but not the least is Elizabeth Arden, not Elizabeth Arden, oh god, Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds. So this is a perfume that is an old perfume, and I only got to smell it recently. What can I say? Everything everyone says is true about it. It does smell a bit vintage because it's got like florals, those florals, and it's got some soapiness to it, and it did remind me of Glow by JLo, but I actually like it. Like, I don't know why people keep saying grandma smell. Yes, it does smell old because that's a style of perfume that people were going for back then, and I feel like 20 years from now, people are going to smell Baccarat Rouge and call it an old lady perfume. That's just my opinion anyway. So yeah, White Diamonds, I pretty liked it. I wouldn't go and buy it just now, but if I had like a small decant, I wouldn't mind having it. So yeah, and that's it for this episode of Hits and Misses. Let me know what you think about this type of video, and if you guys like it, I'll continue doing it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.